Kim Jong Un supervises North Korea missile tests simulating nuclear strikes. North Korea leader Kim Jong Un supervised tests for short-range ballistic missile systems that simulated nuclear counterstrikes against U.S. and South Korean forces. State media said Friday, as the North continued to blame its rivals for escalating tensions through their joint military exercises. The report came a day after South Korea's military detected multiple launches from North Korea's eastern coast and assessed that the tests could also be related to the country's exports to Russia during its war in Ukraine. North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency said Thursday's test involved a mobile ballistic missile system apparently modeled after Russia's Iskander. As well as 600 millimeter multiple rocket launchers that South Korean officials classify as ballistic due to their self-propulsion and guided flight. Both are part of a growing lineup of weapon systems that the North says could be armed with tactical nuclear weapons for battlefield use. KCNA said the tests were intended to train military units operating missile and rocket systems to more effectively execute attacks under the North's nuclear weapons control system and ensure a swift response to a nuclear crisis. The agency criticized the United States and its vassal states for expanding joint military exercises on and around the Korean Peninsula, which the North claims are preparations for nuclear war, and said Thursday's launches demonstrated the rapid counter-reaction posture of its forces. Kim stressed the need to strengthen the role of his nuclear forces in both deterring and fighting war, and called for continued efforts to improve combat readiness and precision strike capabilities, KCNA said. South Korea's Joint Chiefs to Staff said multiple missiles of various types were launched from the area around the eastern port city of Wonsan on Thursday from about 8:10 to 9:20 a.m. with the farthest traveling about 800 kilometers, that is 497 miles. Lee Sang-joon, spokesperson for the Joint Chiefs, said in a briefing the North Korean launches were possibly intended to test the performance of weapons it plans to export as the country continues to send military equipment and troops to fuel Russia's war fighting against Ukraine. Japanese Defense Minister General Nakatani told reporters that none of the North Korean missiles reached Japan's exclusive economic zone, and there was no damage to vessels or aircraft in the area. It was the North's first non-ballistic activity since March 10, when it fired several ballistic missiles hours after US and South Korean troops began an annual combined military exercise and the country's sixth launch event of the year. Tensions on the Korean Peninsula have escalated in recent months as North Korean leader Kim Jong Un continues to accelerate the development of his nuclear and missile program and supply weapons and troops to support Russia's war against Ukraine. Thursday's launch came a day after North Korean state media said Kim urged munition workers to boost the production of artillery shells amid his deepening alignment with Moscow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone. Bye.